Hello and welcome to this free immigration help channel. On this channel I provide just a free advice on how to fill out forms, make sure that your immigration process goes smooth, certain tips and stuff like that. And in today's video I wanted to talk about the I-9, the employment verification, eligibility verification basically. Now it's not only for immigrants, it's really for everyone. It is for both US citizens and immigrants in any kind of status, and of course the employers themselves, because it is the employers who are responsible to verify that eligibility, to make sure that whoever they are hiring are eligible to work in the United States from the perspective of the US CIS, US Citizenship and Immigration Services. So if you're hiring someone, obviously, if they're a US citizen, obviously they are eligible to work. But you do need to verify, and this is exactly how you do it. Now, with the I-9, there is really nothing complicated to it. You don't need to file it anywhere. All you need to do is just to collect the data from the person, whoever you're hiring, and collect a few documents, just the copies of them. Make sure to verify the information on those documents. So, as always, we start with USCIS official website. It is uscis.gov, which stands for government, government website. All the information you can find here. And in order to find the I-9, it's really simple. All you need to just hover over forms, and you will see it's 6 down, I-9. All right, so you will find some basic information. It might be something new to you, because you would think that anything that has to do with USCIS has to be only applicable to immigrants. But no, you actually have to do it for everyone. Whoever you're hiring, you have to have that I-9 signed. Okay, just like you do with the tax forms, tax papers. You collect their information. Whoever you're hiring, you collect their social security number in order to later provide it to IRS, and whether it is 1099 or W-2, whatever you're filing, it's the same thing, but you're doing it for USCIS, and you're not filing it anywhere. You don't have to file it anywhere, but you need to keep it. And there are a certain amount of time, so I believe it's 3 years. You need to keep it on the record. Keep it always. If you had someone hired, keep it on hand. And just in case, if there is ever anything, if there is a certain check by USCIS, or customs enforcement, and they need to verify that, whoever you're hired, whoever has been working for you, were actually legally working in the United States, this is the form that you provided. Say, yes, here you go, this is it, this are the documents that I had. Okay, so let's actually take a look at the form. It's very simple. You can email it, and it can be completed in the electronic version, right? Let's see, why is it not loading? Alright, let me just download it, and here we go. Alright, so here is the I-9. You can fill it out electronically, like I said, which I would recommend, just in case, if you are the one who is filling it out. Now, the section 1 is going to be for the employee to fill out. So if you're an employer, you are sending that form, that I-9 form, to the employee, and then they're filling out that section 1, obviously with all their information, date of birth, social security number. Obviously they should have social security if they're eligible to work in the United States, and this is the main area which determines that eligibility. Obviously, if whoever you're hiring is a United States citizen, then they don't need alien registration number. They don't have alien registration number or anything like that, and you don't really need anything else from them to verify that employment eligibility, except for something that verifies that they are a U.S. citizen. Then we have a non-citizen national, which are, people, American Samoa, territories, right? Then we have a lawful permanent resident, which is very similar in this category to the citizen, because they don't really need anything to work in the United States except that residence card, basically that status, that card that shows that they are actually a lawful permanent resident. So that's all they really need to provide for you to verify their eligibility. And then we have an alien authorized to work until expiration date, obviously, because whenever an immigrant alien, whenever they get that employment authorization, there is obviously an expiration date on it. And you will see the Social Security card itself, it will be a little bit different. It will say that it is not valid without that DHS employment authorization document. And that is because whenever the Social Security card is issued, they do not change the numbers. So once the number is issued, that's it. You keep it. But like I said, the employment authorization document itself, it expires. It's not given out forever. I think it's either valid for 1 year or for 2 years, and then you have to renew it every year. So that's why you have to put the expiration date obviously here, and then whenever it expires, obviously a few weeks you have to follow up and make sure you have the updated document on the record. Because like I said, the Social Security card, even though because this is where the misconception comes from. A lot of people believe that if you have a Social Security card, that's it. This is what authorizes you to work. No, it's actually your status, your can't say really immigration status, because U.S. citizen, it's not really an immigration status, but you get the point, right? If you are an immigrant, if a person is an immigrant who you are hiring, then their status will determine. And there can be a lot of examples whenever it comes to alien, legal aliens who are authorized to work in the United States. They might have a case pending with USCIS, for example, and after a certain time, USCIS, they allow to apply for that employment authorization document, and then once they get the employment authorization document, they can go and get that Social Security. And by the way, if you are an immigrant watching this and you are going through this process and you're filling out the I-9, keep in mind that while you do have your employment authorization document, your Social Security card will have that not valid without the DHS employment authorization document. But once your status changes, you become a permanent resident, for example, or U.S. citizen, then you need to go to the Social Security Administration and update their records so that they can give you the card that does not have that doesn't say it's not valid without something, because that's it. You don't need an employment authorization document. Okay, so here we have a preparer translator certification. Obviously, if someone is helping you fill out, if you're an employee or future employee and you're filling this out with a translator or preparer, obviously you need them to fill this out. Now, the section 2 is both section 2 and section 3, they are for the employer. So if you are an employee, you're done with section 1, that's it. You send it to your employer, and then you send the copies of the documents that are applicable to you. So for example, if you have employment authorization document, you send it to them. If you have a green card, residence card, that's what you send. And if you're a U.S. citizen, obviously it's going to be either passport or birth certificate. And for an employer, you will see in the section 2 here, it says there are List A documents, and there are also List B and List C documents. And if your employee is providing List B, C documents, then they need to provide both. As you can see, it's List B and List C. And in case of List A, it's just that one document sufficient. So you need to keep that on the record. After that, all you really need to do is just do the certification, sign everything after you're done filling up this document information. And then on the Section 3, you can just leave it blank because it's a re-verification and rehires. And then whenever you're done with all of that form, get the copy of the document itself. Obviously, you're going to fill it out here, but you're also going to get the copy of the document that was provided for you by the employee. And just keep it on the record. Keep it in whatever files you have on your employees, because in case if the Department of Homeland Security ever needs to do any kind of check, you will be prepared to readily provide the documents and say, yep, all my employees, they're good, they can legally work in the United States, and whenever I was hiring them, I did my due diligence of checking their eligibility. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Based on your requests, based on your questions and things that you want to know, that's how I determine what my next videos are going to be. So I definitely read them, definitely take them into consideration. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.